I walked into my parents' living room and saw my little sister twirling in my wedding dress. Not a wedding dress, my wedding dress. The custom gown I'd saved 10 months for. The one I'd hidden in my closet because I didn't trust anyone to see it before the big day. The dress that was supposed to be mine, and only mine, in 3 weeks. Mia stood in front of the mirror, laughing. Mom held up her phone, recording. Dad smiled from the couch like this was the most natural thing in the world. I couldn't breathe. "What are you doing?" My voice came out small, broken. Mom looked at me like I'd interrupted story time. "Oh, honey, relax. Mia just needed it for a photo shoot. She'll be careful. How do you stay calm when the people who raised you betray you in under 10 seconds? I want you to drop your country and the time right now. And if this has ever happened to you, hit that like button so I know I'm not alone. Because what I'm about to tell you made that moment look merciful. Let me rewind. I'm the oldest. Mia's the baby. And in my family, that's always meant one thing. I'm the practice kid and she's the masterpiece. When I was 12, I saved up for a diary with a little lock. Mia wanted it. Mom gave it to her. When I cried, Dad said I was being dramatic. When I was 17, I bought a prom dress with money from my part-time job. Mia borrowed it without asking, returned it with a rip down the side and a makeup stain on the collar. No apology, just, "You're so uptight." My college fund. Reallocated when Mia's high school grades tanked and she needed a private tutor. I learned early, nothing I owned was safe, so I became the responsible one, the one who didn't need anything. The nurse who worked double shifts and kept her head down. I met Dan 3 years ago. He's kind, steady, the first person who ever made me feel like I deserved something beautiful. When he proposed, I cried for an hour. The wedding was 8 weeks out. I'd saved $1,440 over 10 months for a custom dress from a small designer named Clara. No big brand, just something that fit me perfectly, something that was mine. I kept the dress at my apartment. I didn't tell my parents where I bought it. I kept every receipt, every text, every email in a folder on my phone. Old habit. Years of being told I remembered wrong taught me to document everything. I thought this time would be different. I thought a wedding dress was sacred. I was wrong. 3 weeks before the wedding, Mia called me. "Hey, sis, can I come over and try on your dress?" Just for like a quick photo for Instagram. I laughed. I thought she was joking. "Mia, no, it's custom fitted to me. It won't even fit you." Silence, then her voice changed. "Why are you always so selfish? I just want one picture. I'm probably getting engaged soon and I need inspo content." That's a no. I hung up. 10 minutes later, Mom called. "Sweetie, Mia's really hurt. It's just a dress. She'll be so careful. You know how important her Instagram is to her brand." "Mom, it's my wedding dress. I'm wearing it in 3 weeks. You're making this a bigger deal than it needs to be. Why are you always so stingy with her?" I felt my chest tighten, that old familiar knot. "I'm not talking about this." I hung up. For 2 days, nothing. Then Dad texted. "Sunday dinner at 6. Your mom's making lasagna. Don't be late." It felt like a trap, but I wanted to believe they'd let it go, that for once they'd respect a boundary. Dan offered to come with me. I told him I'd be fine. I pulled into the driveway at 6:15. The lights were on. I could hear laughter inside. My stomach dropped. I opened the door, and there she was. Mia stood in the center of the living room wearing my dress. The lace train pooled on the carpet. The bodice didn't fit her. She's a size 4, I'm a size 8, so the back was held together with binder clips. The shoulders sagged, but she was smiling, posing. Mom was taking pictures with her phone. Dad sat on the couch, wine glass in hand, watching like this was dinner theater. I couldn't move. "How did you get that?" My voice cracked. Mom didn't even look up. "We have your spare key, honey. Mia needed this for her content calendar. You weren't using it." "I'm wearing it in 3 weeks. And you'll still wear it, don't be so dramatic." I stepped forward. "Mia, take it off, right now." She looked at Mom, not me. "Mom." "Mia, stay right there. I didn't get the good angle yet." I reached for the dress. Dad stood up. He stepped between us. "You need to calm down, you're making a scene." There was a red wine glass on the coffee table, right next to the train. One spill and the dress would be ruined. I looked at all 3 of them. My parents, my sister, and I realized I was alone. I turned and walked out. I sat in my car and cried so hard I couldn't see the road. Dan found me 20 minutes later. I couldn't even speak. I thought I'd lost the dress. Turned out I'd lost way more than that. Dan drove me home. I sat on the couch, numb. He made tea. I didn't drink it. Then I remembered. 2 days before the ambush, Mia's best friend had sent me screenshots. Her name's Jenna. We went to high school together. She'd felt guilty. The screenshots were from a group chat. I opened my phone, pulled up the folder. There it was, a text thread, Mia's name at the top. Timestamp, April 14th, 11:32 p.m. Mom's grabbing the dress tomorrow while she's at work, lol. Another message, 3 minutes later. She'll cry, but she always forgives us. I need the content. My engagement announcement is gonna flop if I don't have aesthetic pics. Laughing emoji, fire emoji. Jenna had replied, "Are you sure that's okay? Mia, she's low maintenance, she'll get over it." I stared at the screen. This wasn't impulse. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was premeditated theft. Dan read over my shoulder. "That's conspiracy," he said quietly. "You know that, right?" I nodded. I had the receipts, but I didn't know yet how deep it went. I screenshotted everything again, backed it up to 3 places, then I opened a new note on my phone, and I started building a case. I texted Mom the next morning, "I need the dress back today." Unworn, untouched. She replied an hour later, "Mia already wore it for her shoot. It's at the cleaners. You'll get it back soon. Stop being so difficult." I called every dry cleaner within 10 miles. None of them had a record of my dress. I drove back to my parents' house. Both cars in the driveway, lights on. I knocked. No answer. I knocked again. Nothing. I called, straight to voicemail, all 3 of them. Then I checked Instagram. Mia had posted 4 photos, professional lighting. My dress, alterations visible if you looked close enough, but filtered and angled to hide the clips. Caption, "Dreaming of my forever, so blessed, family is everything." Pink heart emoji, ring emoji. She tagged the location, home sweet home. The comments poured in, "You look stunning." "Is this the announcement?" "That dress is gorgeous, where's it from?" She didn't respond, just liked them. My phone buzzed, the family group chat. "Aunt Linda, why are you making Mia feel bad about her happiness?" Cousin Jess, "Jealousy isn't a good look." Uncle Paul, "It's just a dress, let it go." I typed a reply, deleted it, typed again, deleted again, then Mom sent one final text. "If you keep this up, we won't come to the wedding." 18 days until my wedding, no dress, no family support. No apology. I gave them one more chance to come clean. They chose war. I called Clara, the designer, the next morning. "Clara, did anyone contact you about my dress?" Pause. "Yes, your mom emailed me a week ago." My blood went cold. What did she say? She asked if I could alter the dress to fit a size 4. She said it was a surprise for you, that you'd changed your mind about the fit. What did you tell her? I said no. The dress is custom structured to your measurements. Altering it that much would destroy the integrity of the lace and the boning. I told her it would ruin it. What did she say? Clara hesitated. She said, "That's fine, we'll handle it ourselves." She sent me the email chain. Subject line, "Alteration request urgent." Date stamp, April 10th, 4 days before Mia's text, a full week before the ambush. Mom's reply, time-stamped and saved, "We'll handle it ourselves." Then Clara sent me one more thing, a photo. The dress had been returned to her that morning. Mia must have dropped it off after the shoot. The seams under the arms were split. The lace hem was torn. One of the shoulder straps hung by a thread. Clara's message, "I'm so sorry, this wasn't an accident." I stared at the photo, $1,440. 10 months of saving, destroyed. They didn't borrow my dress. They stole it, destroyed it, and billed me for their cruelty. Now I had everything I needed. I called Jenna that night. "Why?" I asked. "Why would Mia do this?" She sighed. Her boyfriend didn't propose. She told everyone online he did, but he didn't. She's been faking it for 3 months. She needed engagement content to keep the lie going. I felt sick. And my parents knew? Your mom's been helping her stage photos. Your dad paid for a fake ring she wears in pictures. They've done this before. Done what? Covered for her. When she wrecked her car sophomore year, they bought her a new one and told the family you were borrowing theirs. When she maxed out her credit cards last year, they paid them off. $8,200. When she dropped out spring semester, they told everyone she was studying abroad. Jenna paused. Your mom told my mom that you'd understand because you're low maintenance. Low maintenance? I wasn't low maintenance. I was just never worth the effort. Mia's image mattered more than my one day, and my parents had decided, a long time ago, that keeping her happy was more important than keeping me whole. I looked at the ruined dress in the photo, at the email chain, at the texts, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't sad, I was clear. Now I knew exactly what to do. Dan and I sat at the kitchen table that night. I laid out everything. The texts, the emails, the ruined dress, the pattern. He listened. Didn't interrupt. When I finished, he said one thing. What do you want? Not what I should do. What I wanted, I thought about it. I want them to know I'm not their backup plan anymore. I want the truth out, and I want my wedding to be ours. Not theirs, he nodded. Then let's do it right. I wrote an invoice, $1,440. Replacement cost for one custom wedding dress destroyed during unauthorized use. I included the designer's assessment, the photos, and a line item breakdown. I sent it certified mail. Tracking number saved. Then I wrote an email. Subject, the truth about the dress. I attached everything, the text thread, the alteration request, the photos of the damage, the invoice, a timeline, 22 recipients, every aunt, uncle, cousin, and grandparent who'd been copied on that group chat. I didn't editorialize. I didn't rant, I let the receipts speak. At the bottom, one line, Mom, Dad, and Mia, you're no longer invited to my wedding. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're necessary. Dan read it over my shoulder. You're sure? I nodded. I hit send at 11:04 p.m. By morning, my phone was on fire. By 9 a.m., I had 14 missed calls. Aunt Linda called first, apologized, said she had no idea. Cousin Jess sent a long text. I'm so sorry. I only heard their side. This is awful. Uncle Paul left a voicemail. You did the right thing. I'm proud of you. My grandmother, who never texts, sent one message. I'll be at your wedding. Save me a seat. The family group chat went silent, but my personal messages didn't. One by one, the people who'd shamed me now sent apologies. Some genuine, some defensive. A few tried to play both sides. I didn't reply to any of them. Then Mom called. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. I listened on speaker, Dan beside me. Her voice was shaking, not sad, angry. How could you do this? You've embarrassed this entire family over a dress. A dress. Do you know what people are saying about us? About Mia? You've ruined her reputation. I hope you're happy. No apology, no acknowledgement, just anger that I'd told the truth. Dad sent a text an hour later. You've made your point. This was cruel and unnecessary. We won't forget this. I typed one reply, sent it to both of them. You stole from me, you lied, you destroyed something irreplaceable. The invoice stands, you're not invited to my wedding. Do not contact me again. I blocked their numbers. 2 days later, a check arrived in the mail. $1,440. Memo line blank, no note, no apology, just a check. I stared at it for a long time. Then I looked up a nonprofit I'd read about once. An organization that helps low-income brides afford wedding dresses. I took a photo of the check, endorsed it, mailed it with a note. In honor of boundaries, the dress was gone, but I'd gotten something better. I'd got myself back. 16 days later, I got married. I wore a new dress. Sleek satin A-line, no lace, no ghosts. I found it off the rack at a boutique that specialized in last-minute brides. It fit like it was made for me. When Dan saw me walk down the aisle, he cried. So did I. The guest list was smaller. Aunt Linda came, so did Jess and Uncle Paul and my grandmother. 2 cousins I hadn't seen in years drove 4 hours to be there. They apologized in person. I accepted. Not because they deserved it right away, but because I wanted to start my marriage without bitterness. My parents didn't come. Mia didn't come. There was no last-minute reconciliation, no dramatic apology at the venue, no movie ending. Just a beautiful, quiet ceremony surrounded by people who respected me. The photographer caught every moment. Not one of them was about what I'd lost. They were all about what I'd chosen. 3 months later, Mia's Instagram engagement posts quietly disappeared. No explanation. The fake ring photos gone. I don't know if her boyfriend ever proposed. I don't follow her anymore. My parents sent a Christmas card that year. Generic front, no personal note inside. Just their names printed at the bottom. I didn't respond. Every year since, on our anniversary, Dan and I donate to that bridal nonprofit. The amount we would have spent on therapy for family drama. Last year it was $600. This year it'll be more. I did go to therapy though. For months, I needed help processing the grief, not of losing the dress, of accepting that my parents chose an image over my heart. My therapist said something I'll never forget. You can't control their choices. You can only control your boundaries. A year after the wedding, one of my younger cousins got engaged. She called me for advice, not about dresses, about boundaries. Her mom, my aunt, was already overstepping, trying to invite people she didn't want, pressuring her about the venue. I told her what I learned. Your wedding is yours. The people who love you will respect that. The people who don't will show you who they are. Believe them. She cried, thanked me, set her boundaries. Her wedding was beautiful. I realized something that day. I'd become the example I needed when I was younger. The dress was never the point. My worth was, I'm at peace now. I don't hate my parents. I don't hate Mia. But I don't let them in either. Some people teach you how to love. Some people teach you how to protect yourself. Both lessons matter. You teach people how to treat you. And sometimes teaching means walking away. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to choose between peace and family? What did you do? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. There's more where this came from. And remember, your boundaries aren't selfish. They're sacred. This story is a fictionalized dramatization for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not legal, financial, or therapeutic advice. Names and details have been changed. Thanks for listening.